Welcome to the 6 a.m. show, everyone. Glad you're here. I'm Eric Connor.
And I'm Neda Iranpour. And our top story this morning that we're following for you, some growing concerns from parents about a homeless encampment. It's right next to an elementary school in Chula Vista.
And we've been working for you to learn how local leaders are addressing this issue here at Harborside Park. And CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol outside council chambers now with the details on this meeting that's going to happen today to address this.
That's right. Good morning, Eric and Neda. We should get a better idea of some of the solutions that are proposed for this homeless encampment in Chula Vista. Now, we've been working for you after parents brought their concerns to us about this. Feet away from Harborside Elementary School, there's only a chain link fence that divides the homeless encampment and where their children play. Now, we spoke to homeless advocates who agree, yes, this does not belong here, but they're questioning what they do with unsheltered people here in Chula Vista.
We need single room occupancy units, we need permanent supportive housing, and those are just completely inundated. It can take up to 8 months for someone to get a housing match once they're in the housing system.
Now, we just heard from Mindy Lean, who tells us that this is not helping parents feel better about sending their child to school or helping the unsheltered people of Chula Vista get off the streets, getting them rehab or resources. She says this is wasting tax dollars. Last Wednesday, police came through and cleared out the park, but tents returned. Green mesh netting was placed over the fence to try and shield students from the encampment. Now today, the Chula Vista City Council will meet and discuss those safety concerns at Harborside Park, adjacent to that Harborside Elementary School. We did speak with Council member John McCann, who told us he will be proposing a ban on encampments within 500 feet of schools. A similar law was put into place in Los Angeles. Now again, 5 p.m. is when we should get some answers. Of course, we'll be updating you on what they say. Coming up at 6:30, we'll hear more from Council member John McCann about this proposal and what he expects the next steps look like. I'm Dana Marie McNichol coming to you live from Chula Vista.
A mother of 9 children is dead after a shooting in an El Cajon home, and right now her husband is under arrest on suspicion of killing her. The couple's 9 kids, who range from ages 2 to 17, were home at 5:30 a.m. when the first calls came in on this. Child Protective Services were called in to take custody of those children. This morning, we are learning new information about the man at the center of the nearly 30-hour standoff in Mountain View.
Yeah, we now know the suspect, Reginald Smith, is no stranger to law enforcement. This is what we were covering as breaking news all morning long. Sources at the courthouse tell us Smith has several restraining orders against him. We uncovered one restraining order filed just weeks ago from a neighbor who claimed Smith harassed him on several occasions, and he feared that if police didn't intervene, it could lead to violence. Meanwhile, neighbors we spoke to say they're just glad that standoff ended with nobody getting hurt.
My daughter and I got together, we said a prayer hoping that everybody made it out safe. Every time there was, a loud bang or multiple, rounds fired, whatever, the cops were trying to do to lure him, to bring himself to surrender. I always was checking on her. Are you okay? Are you okay? My father's elderly, lives with me as well, just making sure everybody was okay.
Yeah, several residents who lived right there were told to shelter in place during all of that, as we've been reporting. The suspect has now been cleared from the hospital. You see him being taken away there in an ambulance. He is in police custody, and detectives are set to interview him sometime soon.
Right now, there continues to be a significant need for behavioral health workers around San Diego County. We have a huge shortage that's projected.
Right, about 18,000 healthcare workers, behavioral health workers that would be needed. So that's why in just a few hours, local leaders, current employees will all be gathering to talk about how they not only want to bring in more workers, but retain them. That's key to this. CBS 8's Chris Groh live at the County Administration Building to explain what they could be doing there. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. So this group of elected leaders, as well as those in the behavioral health fields, are going to be discussing strategies to try to fix this issue, because that 18,000 number, that shortage, that's projected over the next 5 years. So that is something that is pressing, and that is something that they would like to see happen right now. Now, reason why we are seeing that shortage being estimated is because it has to deal with the population growth that our area could experience, and the fact that so many behavioral health specialists could be leaving the industry. Now, according to the county, they have about 17,000 workers in their current workforce, but they admit that they're still about 8,000 short right now to meet that current demand. So think about it. Within the next 5 years, they're estimating that they need to hire more workers than they already have at this moment. So in order to combat that, those county supervisors, leaders, as well as others in the industry are meeting later today in just about a little less than 3 hours, so at 8:30 our time. And at this gathering, the plan is to figure out how to address this problem and advance a strategy aimed at fixing it. Now, CBS 8 spoke with an economist with the San Diego Workforce Partnership last week about this issue, and they told us that one way you could attract more workers is by paying them more and trying to lessen that demanding workload, as so often they are on the front line of a lot of the issues that so many people experience.
If we can pay them well, and if we can give them a manageable caseload, then I think we'd be a destination place for folks to do this kind of work.
And this meeting will be happening downtown, and we will continue to cover it for any updates, any formal plans that could be advanced out of this meeting. Eric and Netta.
All right, Chris Groh, yeah, an important topic here in San Diego. We appreciate your coverage there. This morning, crews are gaining some ground on this brush fire that was burning near Pine Valley in the Cleveland National Forest. A lot of people reported seeing that big plume of smoke there. Well, at last checked, this is now 20% contained. That's the latest update from CAL FIRE here in San Diego. Firefighters do say that it has stopped spreading. The fire started just before noon yesterday right off of Pine Creek Road near Noble Canyon. And shortly after that, we watched firefighters attack those flames from the ground. You see from the air as well, getting water from nearby little lakes there so they can dump it onto the fire. We're glad to say at least no evacuation orders have been put in place. In fact, there are no structures that are threatened in that area. We do not know what started the fire.
Checking in with Evan. It's been so dry here lately. Any chance of moisture in the near future?
So it looks like humidity will start to pick up today, but really we'll see that influx of moisture tomorrow. And what we see associated with that is the chance and then the expectation by tomorrow of showers and thunderstorms over the mountains in particular. Today is expected to be a dry day again, but we'll start to see that gradual climb. We'll also start to see your temperatures climb. So afternoon highs are going to be about 3, maybe 4 degrees warmer than where they were yesterday. Many of the spots that yesterday were still in the 80s, kind of carrying on over the trend of cooler weather from the weekend. Well, they're going to warm up to the 90s in some cases toward your inland valleys. Partly cloudy skies, county-wide, marine layers present along the coastline, mid 70-degree temperatures. The expectation is that by the afternoon, you can see a lot more sunshine. You'll feel those warmer temperatures, but to start off the morning, I should say, it's actually pretty pleasant out there, and you can expect those overcast skies to hang out with us at least along the immediate coastline for another couple hours. We're walking out the door right now. Earlier this morning, we were in the upper 50s for Ramona. It's been a while since we've seen the upper 50s on our current temperature map. 60 though right now for Ramona, 68 for Alpine, 67 for El Cajon, and 69 degrees in downtown San Diego. So here's what we see as far as that 24-hour temperature change. Most spots are within 2 to 3 degrees of where they were yesterday. By the afternoon, we do expect most of this map will show that we are warmer, so that it will come closer to 2, 3, 4 p.m. when we reach those afternoon highs. Again, 2 to 3 degrees warmer than where we were 24 hours ago. Here's that view from satellite radar imagery showing mainly those clouds right along the coastline. Looks like it will take a little bit of time for them to pull back. By the time those clouds do pull back, we should be given plenty of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds. Humidity will start to rise by the afternoon, and while there is maybe a 10% chance of a shower or quick moving thunderstorm over the mountains, that chance really starts to enhance into tomorrow, Wednesday. Wednesday is the best opportunity for widespread wet weather across the mountains and deserts, and for humidity to be felt as well. It's 6:09 right now. Let's take a look at what's going on as far as traffic goes as we start off the morning. We have been treated to a pretty quiet start to the morning. CHP hasn't alerted us of any crashes, collisions on the maps here. Looks like we're starting to see a little bit of slowdown on the Coronado Bridge there, but really not much trouble compared to what we normally see closer to the 6 o'clock hour. Besides that, it's green across the screen here. Should be able to head out at your normal speeds. I'll send things back to you, Ned and Eric.